Good evening, cherished viewers. We come your way once again with another episode of Ask the Counsellors. Tonight is also a question and answer time, like I promised last week. And at some point, halfway into the show, we'll open the phone lines to hear from you as well. Last week, we had some technical challenges and network challenges with our lines. But today, that's been rectified. So halfway through the show, we'll open the phone lines to hear from you. Next week, we are starting a new topic. And at the end of the show, I'll tell you the topic we are starting next week. But we are coming back to answer your questions across board and give you some solutions and some counsel to how best to deal with some of the issues that you are having. This evening, I'm your host, Dr. Selassie Ajenasari. I'm going to mention our panelists very shortly. But as the show is going on, if you have any questions, you can send us a text message or WhatsApp to 020-343-8710, 020-343-8710. If you are watching us on Facebook or YouTube, you can just type out your question in the message section or send us a private message and our team would pick it up. If you are watching us via KFM TV across the nation or Precious Television also across the nation, you can just text message us or WhatsApp us with the number I just mentioned. This evening we have in the studio Reverend Mike Ankuma here with us, and we also have Reverend Ajo Dickens also here with us. I want to read a comment from one of our viewers, and it's a couple, and a husband and wife, and they've been watching us since Ask the Counsellors began, and they're watching us all the way from WA. So a shout out to you, Mr. and Mrs. Emmanuel Okang, and they say, my wife and I never miss Ask the Counsellors on Wednesdays. We always tune in. We are #1 fans. So thank you so much for watching us all the way from WA. It's a surprise that you get us that far, but thank you so much. We appreciate your show of love and your show of support. You can also send us comments about where you are watching us from, either in Ghana or across the nations of the world. We'd love to know how far we reach you and your family. But thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Okan. I'll give you another shout out before the show ends. I'm going straight to my first question. And it says, good evening, counselors. I'm a woman who is married to my husband for 30 years now. I wanted my husband and I to be close and discuss issues as husband and wife do. But he does not get time for me. He's actually a womanizer, and I'm not happy with it, but I am managing. And now that he has access to a smartphone, he can be chatting with the ladies from morning to evening, and when I ask a question, he will not mind. When I see the phone is free, anytime I see the phone is free, then it means the phone is off or he's charging it. I've been seeing his chat with them. The last time I saw his chat, and he said that you have a better private part to the lady, and you are somebody I want to give birth with. I complained bitterly and decided to leave, but he pleaded with me not to go and that he was sorry. But it has just been 2 months now, and he made a promise to me that he will not repeat it again. I saw another message again from a discussion with him and another lady, and he said, I like your private part. I miss you. I hope you have missed me too. As a woman, I feel insulted and embarrassed. So please, what should I do? I need your help. Thank you. Thank you. Reverend Ankuma, what counsel do you have for?
Problem. Man is a womanizer. What solves a character problem is Jesus. Are they Christians? Do they go to church? If he's a Christian, the man is not a Christian. The most important thing is to pray for him or witness to him, take him to church, because such characters are broken by Jesus. In the world, it's survival of the fittest. There are men who think that it's normal. In fact, there are some traditional thinking who think that a man going out is normal. Everybody has that kind of thing. And so he should deal with the things spiritually. If they go to church, they must see their pastor, counselor, and let them know that what is going on. Otherwise, if they don't go to church, he should think about going to the Bible believing church. Let a husband get born again. Otherwise, a man with that character problem is difficult.
Reverend Ajo, 30.
Been married for 30 years.
So it means that she's been dealing with it for 30 years.
And she has been dealing with it for 30 years, or 30 years in marriage. And putting myself in her shoes, I think that the man is having this crisis and midlife crisis, and maybe things sexually, it's not going on right. So he wants to prove himself somewhere. He wants to do things that will whip up his sexual drive. And maybe the woman too, after 30 years, may not be able to satisfy him sexually. So he is trying to find satisfaction elsewhere. So the woman, like Reverend Kuma said, should be praying for 30 years in marriage. What have you been doing? What have you been doing? It's prayer. I always say that women should commit their marriages into the hands of God. You know, we pray to win our husbands to Christ. I did it, so I know it's possible. It can work. When you come to know Christ, you are fellowshipping with Christ. Commit your husband and your marriage into the hands of God. The woman should seek Christ and be praying for him. After 30 years, what are you going to do? Do you want to walk out? So she should be praying and committing their marriage to the hands of God.
Bishop Akun, do you have thoughts on this?
I think they've grown apart.
Yes. Yes.
It begins subtly and gradually. So my advice that as we grow in marriage, we should take deliberate efforts to grow together. And regularly discuss our challenge. For instance, if on every anniversary I could open up myself and say, let's talk about our relationship. Which areas are we not doing fine? Then I want the marriage to work. But in this situation, I think the man has gotten to a place where he's interested in something else. Like she said, venting his strength in other places instead of home. And that is a recipe for disaster. If the man doesn't want the marriage, it's a challenge.
But the woman wanted to go and the man says stay. Why would the man want the woman to stay when he's not interested in
Stay because of the social stigma. For me, that's what it is.
Or there are other things that the woman does that's okay. I mean, and you see, talking about private part sex, God created the structure to be the same. But how it is served made a difference. So if somebody is serving your husband better, we begin to think about how you serve him. That must solve the problem.
Okay. Maxwell from Honorary says, good evening. Please, I love this lady and I want to marry her. But she's afraid of marrying me because of my 3 children. We are both teachers. I'm 36 and she's 26. Please, what should I do? I really love her. I really love her. I really love her.
I think it's a problem because 26-year-old starting
is within a 10-year gap.
Sure, but the problem is starting your marriage with 3 children.
Yes.
And because he's 36, apparently the children are not grown. Because perhaps he married, let's say he married even at 27, 28. The children maybe, perhaps the oldest maybe are 8 or something.
Yes.
That kind of thing. And these children and the young lady, 26, have to grapple with how to deal with the children who are not her biological children. And many people have problems with that. And she also will have her own children. And if you are not careful, the challenges. So I think that the guy should look for somebody older. Somebody older who is a little more matured that can handle. Normally, perhaps he's older, but not having children. He even want to have children of her own. And so, if you are bringing children, I think it's a pleasure. You have the privilege of taking care of children and that kind of thing, it will be better than for that 26-year-old lady having come to grapple, start marriage. Married now, when you are beginning, there are no problems where you have challenges. You start with a negative problem like that.
So what if the lady decides that, okay, I see the 3 children, because he says that she's afraid. So it's not like she said she doesn't want it. But she sees that this could be an issue. What if she wants to go in? What should she be looking at? What are some of the challenges she may meet? How does she overcome those challenges?
No, she's afraid it's the account of the man, not the account of the woman.
Yes.
Is the man recounting this?
Yes.
That the woman is afraid. And I'm thinking, if the woman herself would talk, she might be talking like, I'm not really like wanting to go into this. But like you are trying to assume, if she wants to go into it, then she must know like some of the challenges the Reverend is citing. You'll be confronted with them. These children are very young. They will grow up and they may even know their mother. And they will try to give you challenges. You're not my real mother. You discipline your own children, they even have challenges. And not discipline somebody's own children. So for me, they must know that they're going to have challenges. And if the woman wants to really go, then she must sit down and get counseling. Because I would not encourage it if she says that.
All right. Good evening, counselors. Please, I'm married, but my husband does not treat me as a wife. He snubs me at the least opportunity. He does not care for my needs or even give me money for the family upkeep. We don't talk or even sit together. I can't even laugh with him. Now I realize I'm getting attracted to someone else. This person makes me happy, and I'm afraid I may engage in adultery. Help me. Help me. Help me. So,
It's a woman stating a genuine feeling. Women love attention. They love to be praised. They love to be commended and appreciated. And here is a man that is ignoring the wife. And she's finding solace in somebody else. But then she doesn't want to do it. So she should look for somebody to talk to. She should look for a counselor. If they are going to church, they should go to their pastor. If they are not going to church, you should look for an elderly person in the family who she can talk to. Or she could walk to somebody whose marriage she admires and go to her and seek for help, because this is a help she needs. And somebody must talk to the husband. Because I don't know why you are married to someone who is telling you that we don't communicate. How then can we build friendship? So I think she needs help. She has to go to a pastor or an elderly person whose marriage is beautiful to behold, and let the person talk to her.
This says, I would like to keep my identity anonymous. Hello, good evening to you all. Please, I have a child with a lady. We love each other, but she's a bit older than I am. The lady and her family are pressuring me to marry their daughter, but I feel I'm not ready to get married. The reason is that I don't have a sustainable job doing for now. Please advise me on what to do. Thank you. So I won't mention the name because he wants to remain.
Yeah, if you don't have a sustainable job, stop sleeping with people's daughters. Because the reason why the family are pressurizing you to marry their daughter is because you have had a child with them, and they are afraid that perhaps tomorrow you go and have a child with another person, and then perhaps another person, and leave their daughter. So that's why the family is Charlie, marry her now. You have that kind of thing. And so first advise yourself. If the family know that perhaps you're a good case and an accident and that kind of thing, you take over the child, but you want to take time and build and do something, because definitely if you're going to marry, you're going to have to take care of your wife and your children. And so it's a good idea that I want to have a good job, but You can't be sleeping around, giving birth to children, and then saying that I am not ready to marry. If you're not ready to marry, don't start doing what married people do. You see, so he should assure the parents that yes, they will marry the daughter, but give me a year or two, let me establish myself so that I can take good care of your daughter. Perhaps that will be, but he should stop.
No, I wanted him to land so I can go back to the previous question.
Okay.
All right. About this young lady who's saying married
26,
to her. And the one who says married to a man and the man doesn't talk to her, doesn't love her, treat her well, and she's falling in love with somebody else. I am sure that it's also an opportunity to talk to those who are not yet married. Please don't marry under pressure. And don't marry because just for only beauty or somebody's features or maybe handsomeness or something.
Or has money.
Look for character. And that's why there's a period to wait and study each other. Because I'm sure if you have taken time, you have seen these things out of this man. I always believe that if you're going to marry, open both eyes. And whilst you are in love, watch. Because if the person is not really going to respect you or is interested in you, you will see signs. For 6 months, you will see signs. So for me, I think that for those who are not married, take your time. Know the person before you step into it. If you are married already, it looks like this marriage is falling apart. So if they want the marriage to work, then they get somebody to talk to the man. If he will reform, then they save their marriage.
So Sylvia from Takrady says, good evening, counselors. A man proposed to me on the first date, and he sent me to his house. When we went, I saw a family picture of him, so that's him with probably his wife and kids, and asked him about it, and he said his wife is late. I felt sad for him, and he wanted to make love to me on the first date. I didn't allow him to, so I don't know if I should continue with this relationship. What is your candid opinion or counsel?
If you went to his house the first day and he wanted to sleep with you, that is a disaster already. You know his motive and his mind already. It is not because the wife is late. What shows that the wife is late? What is the proof that the wife is late? It's just the first day. So I wouldn't say just get rid of him. Let him know who you are, what your values are, what your stands are. You would want to have a relationship that shows respect, that believes in Christian principles. You want to wait till you are married. So if he thinks he's very interested in you, let him pursue you. According to your values and according to your terms. And so if for the first time he wants to sleep with you, don't go to the house anymore. Don't go to the house. Don't just go to the house alone. So it's
marriage is not about sex.
yes.
And what is she going to do in the man's house?
Yes.
If the first day she proposed to you, then you're going to the house. That means when she met you, she's proposing to you. That borders on lust more than love. Because love, you become acquaintances, know each other for a while before you even get, if you set up an outing or you call it date or whatever, you shouldn't be in his house. And you go there, then he wants to do it now. That means that he wants to just sleep with you and go on with his life. I think
it's cheapening you. The first
she is cheapening herself.
yes.
Well, you don't run to the man's house first day. To do what?
Yes.
And I don't trust men.
Well, anyway, I think that
Bishop, what does that
You see, men, if it's not dead to the Lord, it's a wild animal.
That's yes.
Okay.
And he could pray on anything if you give yourself a chance. But if the person have submitted to the Lord, even that one, he said, take heed. And so I would tell people around me, if you see me drifting, come pull me back. Point I'm making is that if you make it too cheap for a man, you become statistics. I think women should be stronger and more respected than that.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to add. That the fact that for us first time he wanted to do something can be normal with certain men. With certain men who, like Bishop was saying, are not very committed. But if you, the woman, sit him down and say, no, I think I'm a Christian, and if you want to have a relationship, you have to go a Christian way and this kind of, and then there are times they become aware, oh, okay, that one. So the fact that it wanted he had to do on the first day, at times, I tell people that there are times, even believers, normally who fall before marriage, normally they don't even plan. They don't plan that, okay, today we are going to meet, you are going to come to my house, I'm going to plan. No. The lady comes, nice, oh, let's hug. And the hug extends to something else. And people lose control before you realize, hey, what have you done? So some of those things, since it is beginning, perhaps if you sit him down, then he may be a good guy.
Right. Time is fast moving, and we are having a question and answer session, and these questions are interesting, and the answers coming are, I don't think you can get this anywhere. These are some of the wisest counselors you can get around. If you are watching us on KFM TV or Precious Television across Ghana, across the nations of the world, you have a question because of time, you want to send it in quickly so that we can ask the counselors to help you answer them. The number to call, the number to message us on via text message or WhatsApp is 020-343-8710, 020-343-8710. If you miss this window, the next time we'll be coming back would be probably close to Christmas. And if you are watching us on Facebook or YouTube, you want to send us your questions via the message thread, you just want to type out your message and our team will pick it up, and then I can ask the counselors. We are going to be taking some of your live questions coming in, and shortly I'm going to open the phone lines for those of you who want to directly interact with the counselor. Just like I mentioned, like Mr. and Mrs. Okan, who watch all the way from WA, we always advise that husbands and wife watch this show. There's a lot you can learn. Sometimes as they are talking, you know that this one, your husband is guilty or your wife is guilty, and they can hear the counselors directly interacting with them. This one says, this one says, please, how long should I wait to have sex after cesarean section? My husband is against unnatural family planning, but I don't know my safe period since I am yet to menstruate after birth. I don't think there's a specific number. There are different views on this, but anywhere from around 6 to 8 weeks. And just like you don't have a specific number, it's also based on how healthy the woman feels, how much pain she feels, and because the thrusting would give some abdominal pain as well. So if the woman feels comfortable and she feels okay, you know, they can go ahead. But anytime from 6 weeks to 8 weeks and above is considered normal. And having had a CS, you don't want to quickly get, you know, pregnant again, because the womb needs time to heal with those stitches and sutures. And so you would want to either have someone talk to your husband, or you have to talk to him, you know, that looking at this, because what happens is that when the womb doesn't heal well enough, with another pregnancy coming in immediately 3 months after the first pregnancy, because most people work now, and in feeding the babies, it may take you 10 hours, 12 hours before you feed if you are going to go to work. What happens is that you can start menstruating and ovulating. So in 3 months, there's a high likelihood you may get pregnant. 3 months is 12 weeks. What happens is that with the new pregnancy, for some people, it may stretch the womb. You may have a tear and all that, and it's not healthy. And so we advise, you know, some adequate spacing to allow the womb to heal and to allow the sutures to hold the womb firmly in place. And so you would want to talk to your husband, let him know the risk not in doing a natural method, which is not so reliable as an artificial method. And so for your health, for your life, for the safety of even the next child you may have, you know, go for a family planning method or a contraceptive method that is safe, and that will help you to heal adequately and have your body ready for the next pregnancy. All right. Okay. So,
But how long does it take for a CS to heal completely?
Heal. I don't have those figures, but and different women will have different, you know, healing rates and all that. But normally, from about 6 to 8 weeks, you're advised to go to start having sex. That's if, and once again, it's dependent on the woman. But normally, you would give it about a year before you think of having another child. So 6 months to a year before you think.
The man loves the woman. When you are interested in a woman's health than in his early sex.
All right. So this is from Sam and Evelyn from Kumasi. They say, God bless you for this program. I watch with my wife every Wednesday. So a big shout out to you, Sam and Evelyn. Nicholas from Break Room says, good evening, counselors. Please, can a guy propose to a lady who is not into marriage but relationship? I don't know if you understand this question. Please, can a guy propose to a lady who is not into marriage but relationship? So can you propose to a lady who probably doesn't want to marry but is thinking of a relationship?
This thing of proposing, I'm getting a little confused. When you propose to somebody who is ready to marry you, whom you have talked with about marriage, and the person is interested. But here, this lady is making you know that I'm only interested in boyfriend, girlfriends. Let's be friends. It's not into relationship per se. Like, you call her my girlfriend, you want to treat her and go places and do things, let people know that this is somebody you're going out with. And she's not interested in it. So ask her what her meaning of just wanting relationship is. Because she may like you as a friend, but not somebody she would want to go out with. So
I think it deals with some of the things we're talking about the other time concerning these contemporary people.
yes.
Because all that we knew is that you see a lady, you are in the same church, it's a friend, and when you have look at all things and you have this, perhaps even introduce him to your pastor cry to get advice before you go in and say, I'm proposing. And that is marriage. They have, when I say they
I want to go out with you.
Say they have made it true. Bishop said they have made 4 or 5 or something. You see, that's where the problem comes from, where even being a girlfriend, not married to, needs a proposal. Going to a date need a proposal and that kind of thing. And
Probably I'm asking you out. The word should be I'm asking you out. Let's go out for a date. Let's go and watch this play. Let's go and do this. That means you are building friendship. You want to know each other. You want to know the likes and dislikes, whether I can move on with this one. But the proposal is confusing some of us, the old school.
The proposal should be just, left for marriage.
Yes.
it should be left for marriage. Let's go to ancient past.
So where do you put, I want to get to know you? I want us to be probably exclusive, in other words. I want to get to know you. This, the getting to know you phase, even though I'm not saying marriage yet, let me get to know you to make a decision.
Getting to know you, we call, in today's world, they'll call it dating. Is that
Dating.
right?
Yeah.
Is that not
So, so there's a proposal that precedes, or what we call asking out, that
asking
precedes
out.
the date.
That's a
Yes.
proposal.
Okay,
Asking
all right.
out.
That precedes the date.
Maybe we'll call it dating proposal.
Okay.
I think they are getting more confused. Yes. The millennials are getting more confused.
All right. Paul from Dodowa says, it's a very wonderful program. I'm enjoying it too. Just that my wife is in the kitchen and I'm praying she finishes fast.
Let her come and sit down.
Maybe he wants to watch with her, after the meal has been. This is good evening to you all. I'm a woman who has been married for 3 years now and I'm not happy in my home. We have been trying to conceive for all these years, My husband is so close to her mom, and when I say we have to live together as a couple, then there's a problem. His mom talks to me anyhow, but my husband will not say anything. We don't discuss anything together for the growth of the marriage. He's always happy to be with his mom. I am dying in my marriage. I'm not happy and I want to leave the marriage. Please help me.
Are they staying in the same house?
She didn't say, but it looks like they're staying in the same house.
With their parents.
Yes,
with their parents.
With her mom. With his mom, sorry.
You see, if it is a short-term arrangement, I mean, I live with my parents 1 year after marriage. But we know in your head that I'm leaving. And even that one, you have a separate place to yourself. It has its own challenges. Everything you do is open there. If you take an example, I go buy my wife jeans. My father sees my wife in jeans. Say my wife is coming to worry his daughters. Because she doesn't allow women to wear jeans in the house. I bought the thing for my wife. If we're in our own home, there'll be no such thing. My wife goes to braid her hair. My old man says, I can't say that because the old man is passed. Old man says my wife has two snakes on her head. So it is his world, and not, it's our world. So if we are going to live together and create our home, then as much as possible, let's be on our own. If it is something that's temporary, I don't mind. But it shouldn't be too long.
All right, so let me open the phone lines and then we can go on with the show. The numbers to call if you want to interact with the counselors is 0207 10,000. That's 100001. 0207 100001. And you can call us if last week you were trying to get through to us and it wasn't possible because of the technical challenges we had. You can call us today. We have rectified the issues, and I think our network is way better today. And so please call in, and we'll have you interact with the counselors. Okay, we have our first caller on the line. Good evening. You are live on Ask the Counselors. And please tell us your name and where you are calling from, and would love to hear and answer your question. Yes, please turn down the volume. Please turn down the volume of your TV set.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. And go ahead. Yes, hello. We can hear you. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. And go ahead with your question. Yes, hello. We can hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead. From where?
Cape Coast.
Cape Coast. Okay, go ahead, David.
I feel tired for marriage.
Can you start again? We didn't get the first part.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do for marriage.
David, please try calling us back. Try calling us back. We are not hearing you. Thank you. Okay, this says, good evening. My name is Gladys from Tamale. I've been married for 5 years now. This program has helped me a lot, especially this year. I just want to thank you for this program. God bless you. So a big shout out to you, Gladys, as well. A big shout out to you. Thank you for watching us all the way from Tamale. We have another caller on the line. Good evening. Tell us your name and where you are calling from, and go ahead with your question.
I'm Benin from Packard.
Okay, go ahead.
I have an issue that Honorable Counsellors to help me.
Okay.
I'm actually dating one guy from the church and the other one a schoolmate that I met. And I'm 26 years old here.
Okay.
I don't know how to handle this. The one in my church is working, the government worker, and I'm comfortable around him. But I just don't like him. I don't know. I like him, but I don't love him.
Okay.
But the other one, he is not a government worker. He starts with his contract where currently he's at Semaphore.
Okay.
It's only contract based, and he's also technical, like certificate holder.
Okay.
Yes. Uh-huh. And for him, I just like everything about him.
Okay.
And I'm comfortable with him.
Okay.
But here is the case, his work, I'm contemplating because of his work.
Okay.
When the contract is over, he comes back to the house for like 8-6 months until another contract comes in again. So he ends up pondering the money that he had already had.
Okay.
But with this one, the teacher, he gives me everything. And I don't know. I just don't know. And for him, I like him, but I don't love him.
But you love
So I don't know
you love the other guy, the one who works at.
I love the other one.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So yes. Do you have any questions for her, or you go ahead?
Do
Do you have any questions to ask her?
I think what you say is clear.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Bene from Takra.
I want to know what she was saying.
I do. Everybody wants to hear what you do.
Oh, okay. What's the name?
She's called Bene.
Bene. Today, if you are listening today, when you are marrying, you must use your brains more than your heart. Because you don't know the future. Things happen in marriage. That's what they call the new. That say, oh, I love this person. Normally, after marriage, a lot of things happen and those things disappear. Then it's the love actions, taking care, doing that, helping, being there for you. Those are the things that sustains love in marriage. So for me, first and foremost, choose the person who you think that after you have married the person, can take care of you, he loves you, he's a good man, that kind of thing. Those things will generate love. This guy you say you love, if after you have married and he's maltreating you, that love thing will vanish. Apart from if you're a Christian, the best way to see God's will is the peace of God in your heart. So pray about those things, the two people, and the one you have peace with. Not just love, but the God gives you the peace in your heart. That is the best way to be able to them.
Can the love be confused as peace?
Yeah, that's why you must be careful. Okay. Because there are times you are going to God, and then you are praying, and because you love that one, all that you want God to say is that, you want God to put his stamp on it. Be neutral. Come to a place where you say that God, this is it. If you say no, I agree. If you say yes, I agree. With that hand, but if you have got a heart where you are only going for the rubber stamp of God, that one you'll be confused.
My take is, you see, she's talking about security. This one is a teacher. This one is a worker, but a contract worker. Question is, you're not going to live with teacher or contract worker. You're going to live in a home with a friend. Marry somebody that you can even coexist happily, play, have fun, even when things are tough. Even when there's no money, you are willing to support because you see this as a bonding. And so for me, marry somebody you know that whether money or no money, I love this person. And that's what I'm saying. Look for character. Look for the person's character. And again, like you're saying, pray and let God guide you. I've noted here that, one, you see, this man you say is close to you and you only like him for a friend. It's around you. This other guy goes and comes to Tema and back. So he's far away. Maybe if he's close to you too, it will be different. So please pray about it and choose one of them that you, like you said, peace of God in your heart. Or somebody now you know you can play around and be friends with in this journey of marriage. Because it's better to marry your friend.
I would just even use myself as an example. When I got to that ripe age for marriage, I think I had about 4 different people who were getting closer to me and were serious. My husband, my current husband, some rich man's son. The other one is now also a pastor. But I remember I prayed. I wasn't an Ojashios born again, but I think I prayed. Then this was the leadings. This rich man did something, my eyes opened, and he misbehaved towards my dad. So I said, Then the one who is now a pastor, I said, oh, he's my mate, I don't want. Then everybody in my house was Johnny, and my mother, Johnny, everybody was. Then somebody said, this young man, the others are bringing car, but he walks. He has a future. So it's like, let me listen to them. God could be the voice of God. And 35 years down the line, he is the character, the attitude, everything about. We are so close. We keep getting closer even as we age. So you have to know what you want. You have to pray about it. You have to commit it into God's hands. And
you have a caller who has been on the line for 5 minutes. Would you be able to hold a thought?
Yeah.
All right. So good evening. You're live. Tell us your name and where you are calling from, and go ahead with your question. I think we lost our caller, Bishop Akun. Yes, but
I don't know what the lady will say, but I think women should go out looking for men who make them happy.
That's right.
And make them feel protected. Not the one who can take care of you. Because somebody can have all the money and want to take care of you. It could be short-lived. Beginning 3 years down the line, taking care of somebody else. He has the house, he has everything at home, and it's not there. But marry somebody who will have the time, play with you. We may hang around people who make them laugh and make them happy. So I think out of the two, if one makes you happy and is a good friend with good character, stay with that person.
Okay. All right. This is, hello, good evening, counselors. I'm Albert. I will not mention where he's writing us from because of how confidential the text is. I think I have feelings for men, and it's making it difficult for me to fall in love with any woman. I want to settle down, but it's really difficult to even start a relationship. I need help, please. I need help. All right. Okay, so Albert would let one of the counselors call you on this. This is from Emmanuel from... Okay, we have another call on the line, so we'll pick that. And then, hello, good evening. You're live on Ask the Counselors. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. And please go ahead with your question.
My name is Doris. My name is Doris.
Doris, please turn down the volume of your TV set and go ahead.
I'm calling from the Volta region.
Okay. Doris, go ahead with your question.
Please, what is the right age for marriage? I want to ask, what is the right age for marriage?
Okay, all right. How old are you?
Because some people, 31.
31, okay.
Because of my age, my family members, friends are saying get married, the pressure, societal pressure, and other things.
Okay.
So the guy I'm going out, we are cool. But just that we are like, there's no money now to do the societal pressure and other things. So I'm worried.
Okay. All right.
That's my problem.
Okay. What's the right age for marriage? She's 31 and there's a lot of pressure coming for her to marry. She's okay with the guy she's with. But
if he has a guy and she's 31 years, I'll add up to the pressure. because as a woman, if the man really loves you, there may be challenges that could put you off about 6 months or maximum a year. because her biological clock is ticking. And I would think that if the man really loves him, he should quickly put his acts together and honor her in marriage. 31, she's well over. Of course, I would say when you're about to take up responsibility and you have an income or have a job, but 31 years and has a guy.
So if you're watching us, you want to interact with the counselors.
I hope they are not sleeping together. Like saying that we are cool. That means they could be doing all that married people will be doing, and they don't want to.
All right, okay. So if you want to reach us, you can call us on 0207 10,000. That's 100001. We have another call on the line. Good evening. You are live on Ask the Counselors. We would love to answer your question, so go ahead with it.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Delight.
Your name again?
I'm Delight.
Tom Delois.
Delight.
Delight. Okay, all right. Yes. Tell us where you're calling from and go ahead with your
I'm
question.
coming from the Northeast region.
Northeast region. Okay. Please turn down the volume of your TV set and go ahead with your question.
I'm dating a guy. He never calls to check up on me.
Okay.
But anytime I request of anything, he will just send it to me. So such a guy, should I continue dating him?
Wow. Bishop Hako.
I can say like 1 month, he will never call.
Okay.
I only call him, ask him for anything and send it to me. So such a guy, should I continue dating him?
You are blessed. You are blessed. I'll send you my list.
I want to ask,
Okay.
are they in a relationship
Are you there?
or they are just friends?
Oh, she's gone. Okay.
I just wanted to be sure whether they are in a relationship
Okay.
towards marriage or they are just friends.
I think if he's sending everything she wants,
Right,
then
but-
I'm sure there
Yeah,
should be
but
some.
you see, if the person is not calling you, not linking up, relationship is an empty box. It's fellowship that makes relationship thick. So if we have relationship and we don't have fellowship, then there's a problem. Even if you have fellowship and there's no intimacy, and if you are not married yet, the intimacy has boundaries. So if there's a relationship, and if that's what makes distant relationship difficult, because you don't see each other, so there's no call, there's no bond, there's no talking, they will fall apart.
So regardless of him bankrolling her, it's
It should be the man chasing, and women want to be pursued. So.
okay. All right. So today is for the callers. So good evening. You are live on Ask the Counselors. Tell us your name and where you are calling from, and go ahead with your question.
Rejoice from Israel.
Okay, Rejoice. Please go ahead with your question.
Please, right now I'm in a relationship with a guy. He said he will please.
He said he would do what?
And I'm in a relationship with a guy, and he said he will please.
He's in the States. Okay, all right.
He said he will please.
Okay. Okay, so divorcee.
With
Okay.
a 5 year 8 kid.
Okay.
Yeah, I asked him the reason why he divorced. He told me everything.
Okay.
And for the past 5 months, I've studied him, and he's a good guy.
Okay.
Now, I want to ask whether I should go out and find out from the wife the reason why they divorced,
Okay.
or I should contact someone to find the reason why he divorced me, because he was the one who divorced me.
Okay. All right. So she's met a divorcee who has a 5-year-old son, and for 5 months she's noticed the man is a good man, and the man is interested, and the man has told her the reasons why he divorced the woman. He actually did. She wants to find out if she can go ahead and ask the woman why, why the man divorced her, or ask a family member why that happened. Is that necessary? How does she know that the reason the man has given is a genuine reason?
For me, I think it's not necessary for him to go and ask the other woman, because divorce can be very traumatic, and at times there's all kinds of bitterness and things like that. For you to call a I'm in relationship with your divorce man. I mean, the woman may be angry with you and insults you. This is so he should be aware of the challenges of marrying a divorced person. Because any person who is divorced comes with a baggage. Some of the things is like, okay, the next time I go to man, I know what to do. And before you realize, you are suffering from the problems of somebody, meanwhile you are not like that. So you must be aware of the challenge that comes with marrying a divorcee. And the person is in America, how are going to develop the relationship? Is it be coming down? Because at times, a relationship based on phone can be very deceptive. Phone and picture can be very deceptive.
The person is here. We didn't get it.
No, you didn't say that. She said she was a
divorce. Not in the States.
Initially, that's what we thought he said.
Yes, he said divorce.
So the man is here then.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Then I think all that I want to say is that he should be aware that if you marry a divorcee, that, and so his research and research and should be extensive and that kind. But going to call that other woman there, I don't think.
And does any divorced partner have anything good? Most of them have anything good to say about the other party because it's bitter. You would always have something bitter.
No.
You won't get any good feedback.
And in this case, they have a child. So the child is a factor. So she should inquire. She should really inquire from others. If it's the man that divorced the woman, then I think you should know why he divorced the other woman and not repeat it if you are getting very close to the man. You get it? If you want to build a relationship, then as he has told you that this and that, make sure you don't repeat those same things.
Number one, I would say make sure you introduce him to an authority figure in your life. So that at least the both of you are accountable to somebody. Number two, I would say don't rush this relationship. Like I said, research. And also look out for the character of the person you're going to marry. How does he behave when he's angry? And when you upset him, what does he do? Then finally, I'm saying, before you get married, get a counselor. Go through counseling. Let the counselor fish out certain questions. And also find out whether the divorce is really a total divorce. Maybe some people are not living together, but they've not really ended it. You see. So a counselor will let you know, going to live with somebody with a 5-year-old child, these are the challenges you have and all that. So,
all right. We have another caller. Good evening. You are live on Ask the Counsellors. You want to tell us your name and where you are calling from? And go ahead with your question. We want to hear it and answer.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Stephen, calling from Accra.
From Accra, okay.
Please, I want to ask. I'm staying with my fiancée.
Okay.
Who intends to marry.
Who what?
But the problem is she has a child with her ex.
She has a what?
A child.
A child, okay. A child.
Yeah, with her ex.
Okay.
And the child is with her family. But her ex keep on calling her almost a couple of times they talk. But I'm not, let's say, I don't like it that because is it good for your fiancé to be still talking to his ex?
Are they talking about the child or what are they talking about?
Not supposed about the child. Like how the ex is like she wants to win her back or something like that. So is it right for her to be talking to her ex?
Okay.
Were they married or they just had a child?
If they just have a child, it's not married. Even the family don't like the guy also.
The family of the lady don't like the guy.
Yeah, because previously they had some issues with the guy. So, but me, I rather went forward and the family and we settled everything. That the lady is with me. But the problem is like the ex keeps calling her and they talk. And me too, and I always question, so I don't want her to talk to her ex.
But are you married to her properly?
They're not married yet.
Are you married to her properly? So why are you living together?
So we have done the, let's say,
The knocking.
marriage.
Okay, you're married.
Okay.
You're married.
I won't go further on that. Have you taken it to church for blessing? Not necessarily, not marriage, but necessarily, no wedding. But let me end there. I'm saying, if there is a counselor, authority figure, that the girl should be talked out of linking up with the old person. Too much of that would not be good. If the guy calls, and the guy is only talking about the child, even that one should be minimized. Because you are now interested in somebody else. Somebody else is interested in you. Please don't spoil this one. Make sure this one out of your life does not mess up with this new one that you're about
who loves you and who wants to marry you. All right, okay. Right. Okay, all right, we have another caller. Good evening, you are live on Ask the Counsellors. Tell us your name and where you are calling from, and go ahead with your question. We would love to hear it. Can you come again?
My name is Jesse from Cape Coast.
Jesse, okay. Go ahead, Jesse.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Please, I would like to know what is the ideal period for you to date somebody for marriage?
The ideal period for you to date someone for marriage or court somebody for marriage?
Yeah, from the point of dating somebody to the time that you want to make the decision to settle down with the person. How long should it be? Should it be 5, 6 months, or should it be a year or 3?
Okay. How old are you?
I'm in my early 30s.
Early 30s. Okay. So how long?
And then number 2, is it wrong for a guy not to keep his girlfriend's number of him?
Can you come again? We didn't get that question.
I'm asking if it is wrong for you not to keep your girlfriend's number of her.
For you to keep your girlfriends, if it's wrong for you, okay, all right. So the first question, how long should the dating process be before you make the proposal for marriage? And so he's asking 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And is it wrong to not keep your girlfriend's number in your head or off head? So have it in memory rather than having to mention it on my phone or so. Okay, so let's start with the first question.
See, that question is relative. Like you're asking of his age. If you have met somebody of age in your early 30s, you're already old. Are you working? Are you ready? And what's about that lady? Is also working? Is this ready? In that case, it should not be too fast. Not at least we will normally say at least 6 months. And then, but no more than 2 years. It's different from perhaps when you are young and somebody is going to school. So it's relative.
Right. This is not after proposal preparing to marry. This is how long do I propose to her?
No, this is how long do I date? How long is the dating process before the proposal for marriage?
Exactly. Because,
okay.
So I've not proposed to her yet.
Yes.
So I wanted to get a clarity before you continue the question.
So I think he's landed. So he said 6 months, no less than 6 months.
Because he was talking about after proposal to post marriage. Okay, let me come from where I'm thinking. Become acquainted with the person. Pray about the issue. Because that is something you are at the age of marriage. If you have a job, you have a place to sleep. So you don't have to give yourself a long period. This is a person, you get closer, you become friends. Once you look at the person's character and search around, if you have, and you've prayed about it, if you have a peace of God in your heart, then you get closer, and then a date or two, maybe let's go to this musical program or whatever. You're sure you want to marry. I wouldn't put a long period on that. It is when you propose to the person, and now you are studying the person towards marriage. That's why I would add 6 months to 1.5 years period. Because then you know that it is me and you on the journey, and I'm studying.
I think when you're also ready, you know what to look for. So you are quick to. Most of the time, many young people don't know. They are not ready.
If I'm not proposed to you, you don't know whether I'm going to propose to you or not. And there'll be 3 or 4 other guys in her life. But the moment you come to the point, you can be hungry, people hang around. By the time they open your eyes, somebody has come to propose.
Okay, so please, let's answer this last question and then time is fast spent. I'm Emmanuel from Lashibi, and the lady I want to marry made us swear together, and she told me not to leave her, but now she wants to leave, but she made us swear before going ahead. So please, what should I do? What should I do?
Swear
that I will not leave. I'm sure probably if I leave, thunder should strike me or something, something like that. And now she wants to leave.
Maybe they have entered into blood covenant.
Blood covenant or something.
Soul ties.
So go to your pastor and then believe, and then let the pastor help you break that thing.
And if she wants to go, just let her go.
That's very important.
Yes.
So I promise a shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Emmanuel Okan, who have been watching us all the way from WA since we began Ask the Counsellors. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching us all the way from WA. Those who have been watching from Tamale, from the Volta region, from Accra, from Kumasi, thank you so much for your support and your show of love and for being there for us. You can send us messages about where you watch us from. We'd love to know where you watch us from. Next week, we are starting a new topic on the ingredients that make marriage work. A few weeks ago, we spoke about things that make marriages fail. Now we are talking about the ingredients that makes marriages work. Talk to your husband or your wife and join in, or even your beloved, join in. There's a lot you will learn from next week. God bless you. I'll let Bishop Akun pray, and then we can call it a night.
Father, we thank you for this fruitful program. I commit all our hearers, our audience into your hands. We ask for the help of the Holy Spirit given to us to help us in our life on this earth. That you blow your wind of help into every hearer's relationship, into every marriage that is connected to this program. And where they need, Spirit of God, meet them at the point of their need. If it be misunderstanding, Spirit of God, guide them into the place of peace.
Yes,
if there be any spiritual battle in their love life, I pray that the blood of Jesus will prevail and the hands of the enemy will be broken. I pray that God, you would meet couples that need a breakthrough in the fruit of the womb, a breakthrough in every area of their life, be it a job opportunity, be it a financial lifting. Spirit of God, I pray that you go to work and help somebody and give somebody a testimony.
Yes, Lord.
In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Albert, if you're watching us, please send us your number so that we can get in touch with you. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a blessed week and a good night. Bye-bye from Precious Television. God bless you.